Thank you for joining us tonight. First at 10, I'm Kathleen Stone. Tonight, a tribute to Patrick Henry High School student Isiah Robinson. The girls basketball team wearing a shirt in his honor during warm-ups for their game tonight. The 18-year-old was shot and killed Friday night in Blacksburg. And for the first time tonight since the heartbreaking death of her son, Robinson's mother is speaking out. She spoke with WFXR News' Jermaine Ferrell. Jermaine, I understand Isiah's mom told you that he was on the right path in his life, and she didn't even see this coming.
Well, Kathleen, Andrea White was proud of the turnaround in her son's life. He was a playful troublemaker with family and friends, but when he got to Patrick Henry High School, all that changed as he became a leader of the Patriots football team. He was on the road to a college career, getting ready to go to Lackawanna College. That's a 2-year school in Pennsylvania to play football. All those plans changed last weekend. It's something no parent ever expects to go through, not being able to speak or hug your child. But that's the heartbreaking situation for Isiah Robinson's mother, Andrea White. She says he went down to Blacksburg, as he'd done in the past, to hang out with his buddies. But she never expected that goodbye to be the last.
When I dropped him off at my mother's house because I was on my way to work, and he said, "Love you, Ma." I said, "Love you too." And whenever he went out, I always told him to behave himself, don't get in no trouble. He said, "I'm not." Isiah wasn't a street person. He had a lot of friends. He had a bunch of different group of friends that he hung around, but he never really hung out in the street.
Andrea says she became concerned about Isiah when she heard about a shooting last Friday night at the Melly Hookah Lounge. And when she couldn't get a hold of Isiah, her concerns grew.
I got home a little after 3 a.m. from work. Location still had not changed. Still, no response from Isiah. I said, well, maybe during that, he might have got in a scuffle or something and dropped his phone. In my mind, I'm thinking that he dropped his phone. So I immediately, me and my boyfriend, drove to Blacksburg, not knowing what was going on. I pulls up, get out the car, they had the streets blocked off, police out there, and it's just immediately my body just started shaking. I couldn't even hold my phone to show the detective a picture of Isiah because, I told him I was there because that's where the location of my son's phone was, and I was looking for his phone.
Police officers told Andrea to meet them over at the police station. They started to ask her questions, but in her mind, Andrea thought Isiah might have gotten into trouble. Sadly, that wasn't the case.
And 2 of the detectives was like shaking their heads. So, I'm like, okay, so he, told me what, well, after I had given him a description of Isiah's tattoo, he was asking me about Isiah's tattoos on, on his arms. And when I was giving him the tattoo, the descriptions of his tattoo, I had no idea that I was identifying him as, what I was identifying him for. And then, he told me about how many people got shot, and then he told me that Isiah was the one that didn't make it.
Andrea says police haven't given her any details about what happened to Isiah, which makes his death even harder. In fact, she has yet to see her son. Andrea says her son's body is still with the medical examiner's office. And another more painful part of the situation, Andrea says, is the misinformation coming out about her son through social media and other sources.
As a mother, it's hurtful. I want to lash out, but, now it's not the time for that. So, but people going to talk, they're going to say what they want to say, whether it's the truth or not. I mean, I know the truth. So as long as I know, that's all that matters.
Andrea is thankful for the outpouring of support for her family and Isiah.
I didn't know that Isiah was loved like that. I really didn't. Coming from that bad little boy to, one of the top athletes. So I was really, I was like blown away for real. I'm gonna miss my baby, I just want his memory to live on.
Now, Andrea says she's also gotten support from an organization called Fed Up, which is working together for a safer community. That's a school-based anti-gun violence program. She says funeral arrangements are pending, and Isiah's sister has set up a GoFundMe account to help with funeral arrangements. And we will have the details of that GoFundMe account, as well as my full interview with Andrea White, attached to this story a little bit later on WFXRTV.com. Kathleen?
Jermaine, thinking of and praying for their family. What a difficult time. New tonight at 10.